I love having to live dub my own videos because I can't seem to get the audio combination right, but here we are. So for Jin, I've had issues with Jin since the inception of the goddamn character, and I hate him so much with all my heart. He is the worst designed character in Persona 3. But aside from my pure hatred of the man, we're instead going to talk about his AI. And his AI has gone through 3 revisions now. This is the 3rd. It hasn't released yet, of course. It's coming in 4.0. But his 3rd and hopefully final revision is just another edit to his RNG. Because while my current edition makes it, somewhat random, depending on your party combination, it isn't properly split amongst all weaknesses. And what I mean by that is, if you have every single weakness on your party somehow, he has an equal chance of using everything. However, that's almost never the case. Chances are you'll only walk into a fight with 4, maybe 3 weaknesses, right? You might even only have 1. So, the issue with that is, because of how the AI is set up, Jin will have completely different rates depending on what move, or rather what affinity he's targeting. So as a result, you would have say, if you had none of the physical weaknesses, but every other weakness, including light and dark, you would have a 44% chance of him using fire and around 11% chance of using everything else, which is an obvious problem. If you had every elemental weakness but no physical and no light and dark, then he would have a 44 on fire, 33 on wind, and around 11% on everything else. So what this rewrite here does is, instead of having some crazy random chance on everything, what I've done is, not only have I actually shortened it by 30 lines, so it probably runs a little better, because it was really bloated before, but what the game will do is it will first check all your weaknesses. It checks it every turn, so if you switch personas, it still applies. And after that, it will only split the probability in between the relevant weaknesses. So it doesn't, like before, it would give you a number and then it would check, do you have a weakness at this number? And then it would basically flip over and invert the number to make sure that, you could do it only in one run. That was how the old way it was done. This time, it only checks once for everything, and then it runs through, it checks what number you had, and that's basically it. So it runs better, it functions better, and it looks a lot better when I show a buddy of mine, hey, check it out, I modded P3, and they gotta look at my terrible code. So this is functional. I really, really hope I never have to touch this character ever again. I honest to God do. Oh, and this change also applies to Conceited Maya in The Answer, who's basically the same thing, but only with, I believe it was fire, wind, electricity, and ice. So, yeah. More changes when the official mod drops or something. Look, I'm tired.